this bike. Guys, I want to talk about something today. So, I have learned over the past, say like 2 years or so, there is a peace when it comes to riding a bike. And the peace isn't in a total of going fast, being stupid, or just going fast, having fun, doing whatever. The peace does not regulate around how fast you're going. It does sometimes if you're in a really shitty mood. I have been there. You get on a bike, you fucking ripping, and it makes you feel better. I've done it, I've been there, it's happened. There is nothing about it in my mind that will tell me that it does not make you feel better. And the reasoning I have come to this as to why it does make you feel better is not because you're cruising at 120 miles an hour. It's not because you're on something that can potentially kill you, though it is kind of part of the solution. The reasoning that me personally I would feel like this, or me personally thinks like this, riding a motorcycle requires absolute focus for the most part. If you're going 120, 130 miles an hour, you have to pay attention. If you're going 60 miles an hour, you have to pay attention. Regardless of the matter, on one of these bikes, whether it be a 600, a 1000, a 400, a 300, even a moped, riding a motorcycle requires complete focus with an unrestricted ability to retain your focus. Because not only are you riding the bike and worrying about every single thing around you or about you, you are having to pay attention to things that could potentially go wrong with the bike, reasons that something could happen, you know, somebody pulling out at an intersection, sitting on the bike even like this, worrying about the cars coming from behind you, and everything. It is a constant form of hyper awareness and focus. And a lot of people will tell you that it does not require that. That you can ride a bike the same way you ride a car. And that it's perfectly, I mean, you can, don't get me wrong. You 100% can. There is absolutely nothing wrong with riding a bike the way you do a car. But you are more aware, whether you want to be or not. And even riding a car or driving a car after riding a bike, that hyper awareness and focus joins together. I don't even need to go this way. But all that awareness combines, and you pay more attention, you're more aware, you watch more things. And a lot of people just seem to think that we're dumb and we're stupid on a bike, and that the only reason we find enjoyment is because we think it's going to kill us. Is that a possibility? Yes. Is that what we're hoping for? No, not even close. At the end of the day, most of us actually have children and enjoy our lives and enjoy our family. These bikes are a piece between everything that's happening throughout a normal day. Think of it as like a guy going to the gym or a girl going to the gym. Whenever they're in a bad mood, they go and put their body into a spot where they want to be more comfortable and more pronounced and more just with the ability to have complete control, you know. And that's kind of what a bike does, to a point. No, you do not have complete control of everything going on around you. No, you don't. But you do have complete control of what your bike does most of the time. Now, there's sometimes, you know, God forbid something happened and you do wreck or something. Yeah, that happens. But for the majority of the time, you are in control. You control how fast you go, how slow you go, how loud you are, how much you split, how much you brake. You're in control of everything. And it bothers me when I hear people talking about, like, oh, you only ride a motorcycle because you have a fucking death wish. No. I have 2 kids at home that I want to get back to every day. Or that I want to see every time I get the chance to. Me being on a bike does not change the fact that I want to see my kids. Or I want to see my family. And it bothers me so bad when people say stuff like that. Because motorcycles inherently do have a bad name. Most people ride recklessly, and most people ride fast and aggressive and stuff like that. I've been there. I do it. It happens. I mean, there is a peace and enjoyment of these machines that people are just not fully aware of. And unless you ride a bike, you will never understand that. Because there's an old saying, or an old thing that I've always heard, is riding a bike is actually closer to, everybody relates it to flying. And it's not really the same thing. The way I've always been kind of correlated with it is it's actually closer to riding a horse. If anybody's actually rode a horse, you will understand what I mean. Because, I mean, yeah, they're fucking rocket ships, don't get me wrong. Most bikes are. And as comfortable and as fast and as clean as they are, most of them are quick and fast. I mean, think about it. A beginner bike, the Ninja 300, considered a beginner bike, does have a top speed of, I think it's like 120 or something like that, 110. Now granted, it's not very fast, or it's not quick. But the fact that we consider a beginner bike something you should start on goes 110 miles an hour. Now granted, if you ride that bike, you're probably not going to go that fast unless you've been riding for a while. Then there's more than likely yes. But in just a general term, you're not going to. But riding these bikes, like I said, is kind of like riding a horse. I mean, you feel everything, per se. Like in a car, you don't feel anything. There's no correlation to what you feel in a car. You don't feel the wind unless your window's down, but then even then, you're not actually feeling the wind. I just bright lighted the shit out of that guy. But guys, like I was saying, riding a bike is, like I said, closer to horseback riding because you feel everything and you have to be aware. You can't, oh, got a Charlie horse. You can get a Charlie horse. That's part of it. But, oh, found a horse. Ah, god damn it, why do I got a Charlie horse so bad? But yeah, like, the thing I wanted to say is just, I hate when people, oh god damn, it's fucking Charlie horse. Fuck, that hurts. Ow! God damn it! Get over here. Oh shit, I got a fucking Mustang or Honda Civic. God, I got a Charlie horse, something awful. Fuck, that hurt. Ah, it's gone, thank God. But yeah, guys, I wanted to say, like I can't stand people who are constantly saying, but yeah, guys, just, if you know somebody who rides, don't talk to them about, I mean, obviously if you're watching this video, you probably ride as well. But just don't talk to them about, like, all the things that can go wrong on a bike. Like, we understand, we know. Every time we get on a bike, we understand something can happen. It's happened a million times. We've seen it. We watch videos about it. We've heard it. We understand it happens. And we know that. But there has been, I can't breathe if I have my visor up, and I can't see if I have my visor down. But the price you pay for not wearing a clear visor in the middle of the night, you know. But just guys, if you know somebody who rides, you know somebody who just enjoys being on a bike, more than likely the reason that they're on it is not to kill themselves. There's people who make jokes and they're like, oh, I'm gonna wrap this thing around a tree at 120. Realistically, nobody wants to. I mean, that's like saying you want to go out and fucking shoot yourself. You don't really want to. There's a reason that you're upset, but riding a bike gives you the clarity and the peace of mind. You can't think about, you know, who cussed you out at work this morning, or who got pissed off at you at your house, or why your girlfriend's mad at you. That's not something you get to just sit and think about all the time while you're on a bike. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes it does pop in your head. It will. But that's not the main thing on your mind. The thing on your mind, God, I need to clean my visor. Sounds so good. But guys, the main thing that goes on your head when riding a bike and cruising is where this person's coming from, where that car just came from, how that car got there, when that car's gonna be there, what kind of, you know, can I make this turn? Is there somebody coming? Is that guy running a red light? You know, is that guy gonna merge over? It's not, it's very, very ever rarely, I think I'm gonna die. Very, very uncommonly do we ever fully believe that we're gonna get on our bikes and die. And like I've said, some people have. There has been people to get on a bike and wreck. Don't get me wrong, it happens. I understand that. That was not their intention when they got on that bike. I have rode and I have been 120 miles an hour. I've been 150. The clarity that you get when you drive fast, because you have to be so aware of I mean, think about it. You hit a pothole at 120. It can kill you. You can't think about, you know, your girlfriend mad, your sister mad, your brother mad, your mom mad. You can't think about that when you're going on a bike, period. Even going 30. I'm going 35 and I'm still constantly aware of that guy, of this guy coming off the hill, of this guy making a turn whether he's not paying attention to swerve, of this guy who I think may turn up the hill to Walmart, of this guy who just popped out. It's not just a one-time ends-all kind of thing. It's not. There is a clarity to why we ride, and there is a reason to why we ride. And I assure you, it's not to not come home. But guys, that's all I wanted to talk about today. If you enjoyed, let me know. That's neutral. Fucking red bomb the shit out of her in neutral, why don't we? Do we do it? We won't. Honestly. Yeah, guys, I just wanted to like kind of state the fact that just because people are out here, oh my God, you're gonna die, you're gonna this, guys, we're not looking to die on these bikes. These bikes bring us peace, and as much as we may, I mean, a lot of times whenever you ride a bike, you're not mad or you're not sad, and that's one of the biggest things actually, is do not ride with your emotions. Because if you ride angry, you're going to make mistakes. If you ride sad, you're gonna make mistakes. Ease yourself out a little bit, understand the situation, and then take a mind for clarity, or take a ride for clarity. These machines were not made to kill people. They are inherently slightly more dangerous than a car, yes, but they are also a lot more free than a car. They are a lot more life-changing. Being on a bike will make you feel completely separate than being in a car. And you will never get that experience as being on a bike. That's why I said earlier, people who do not ride do not understand these things. Because when you make it and when you say it out loud, it sounds absolutely crazy. They do. They sound ridiculous. Why would you put yourself on a road with a 400-pound vehicle? Doggies! Who doesn't love a doggy? But why would you put yourself on a road with an open 400-pound vehicle against 3,500 to 5,000-pound cars? A motorcycle in reality makes zero sense. There was somebody out there who understood what it felt like to truly ride and made that a possibility. Because these are not just, when you ride a bike, it is not only just riding a bike. It is, like I've said, it is peace, it is clarity, it's comfortability, there's so many things that come into one input on a bike as opposed to a car. You don't see many bikers out here playing on their phone or flicking through their phone. I do occasionally for music or stuff like that. That's why it's right there. But for the majority of the time, especially sport bike riders, you don't see them on their phone very often. It's very, very rare. Most of them don't even have mounts. It's not a common thing to have a mount. It's not common. I mean, yes, they make them. Yes, a lot of people have them. But in comparison to like Harleys and stuff, there's not a lot. I like having mine for convenience. I like having mine right there. But I also don't run 140 mile an hour on the side of the road. And if I did, I would not have it there. It is a distraction. But just as much of the ability for people to say that we try to kill ourselves on these bikes, or say that we're just out here to hurt ourselves or scare people or hurt other people. Guys, that's not why we do this. And anybody who rides knows that. Because like I said, it is a peace, it is a clarity that if you don't ride a bike, you will not understand. But I can tell you 100 different people who have told me, you're gonna die, you're gonna wreck, you're gonna, this is gonna happen, you're gonna get flung off. I can't tell you how many people, and this is, but I can't tell you how many people that have genuinely looked at me and been like, oh, be careful on your bike. It doesn't happen very often. Everybody you talk to, everybody you hear is always, hey, you're gonna die. You're gonna get hit by a car. You're gonna get run over. And like I've said, we understand that. That guy is smoking the doobie. I smelled that from over here. Got a contact buzz from the road. But yeah, like I said, I understand that they are inherently dangerous. But guys, we're not out here to kill ourselves. We're out here for peace, for fun. I mean, anybody who rides, think about it like this. When do you actually feel as good as you do riding your bike? Like, when do you actually feel more in control, more comfortable, more free, more open as you do as whenever you're riding the bike? And that's whether you're going 100 miles an hour or 30 miles an hour. Popping a wheelie or just cruising. These bikes are not just, they become a part of who you are, really. As weird as that sounds and as cliche as that sounds, these bikes truly become a part of a person. Most people, whenever they talk to me, most whenever they talk to me, they know that I'm into bikes just because I constantly bring it up. I mean, anytime you want just the decision between a bike or the talk about a bike, you'll know if somebody actually rides or if they don't. Or even, I mean, whenever I was a kid, that was my favorite thing to talk about. Everybody hated talking to me because that was all I talked about. I hyper obsessed over getting a bike. Whenever I first got one, rain, snow, sleet, or shine, I was out on that bike. I only rode it a couple times while it was snowing. That was not fun. It actually sounds so good though. But that back tire broke free. It's a little wet up through here. There's a lot of deer on this road. But yeah, guys, that was all. I just wanted to have a little rant about people who, you know, don't really understand what it's like to ride a bike or to be on a bike. Just quit telling everybody that they're gonna die, guys, because we don't do this to die. We do it to have fun. Anyways, that's all. Y'all have a good one.